It's not what you achieve, it's what you overcome. That's what defines your career. Said by Carlton Fisk. Good evening, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Students need career guidance to explore and plan for the future based on their individual interests, skills, and values. Participation in career guidance enhances career experiences and thus improves the career preparation and management.
We live in a highly competitive era where all our career choices and our efforts determine the quality of our life in the future. Once again, good evening, everyone. We wholeheartedly welcome dignitaries from the Ministry of Education, Honorable Chairman, Board of Directors, Dr. Shivakumar Manikam, and our other esteemed members of the Board of Directors, officials from the Indian Embassy, Mr. Alkesh Joshi, Honorary President, and members of the Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir Management Committee, principals, vice principals, teachers, parents, and all the enthusiastic aspirants. A very warm welcome to all present here virtually with us for this session on day 4. Welcome once again.
Your hosts for this evening are Gauri of Class 9 and Mannat of Class 8 from Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir.
Dear audience, it is our pleasure and privilege to have you all here with us on this journey of transforming your dreams into reality.
Dear audience, you're requested to fill in the feedback form, which will be posted in the chat box towards the end of the session. Filling this form is necessary as it would fetch you a participation certificate. You're also requested to post your queries in the chat box. Our distinguished guests will answer them in the Q&A session. For those who are joined through YouTube, are requested to check the description box for the link of the feedback form.
Today, we are honored to have with us an eminent representative, Professor Dipali Shaheen from MIT World Peace University, Pune, one of our bronze sponsors who would discuss programs and courses the university offers. MIT Group of Institutions initiated the revolutionary spread of technical education and Maharashtra facilitating quality education to a knowledge-deprived society, which was then dependent on a very few government engineering institutions. It's now one of the best-ranking engineering institutes in the country. The MIT Group provides education in the fields of engineering, medicine, pharmacy, marine engineering, telecom management, lighting, design, food and technology, retail management, masters in business administration, etc. Now let's watch a video presentation about the MIT Group.
Om Namo Jiyadya Veda Pratipadya.
Welcome to MIT World Peace University, India's first university focusing on holistic development of students. MIT WPU, formerly known as MIT Pune, is the epicenter for imparting value-based education for promotion of universal culture of peace and welfare among youth. For over 40 years, MIT WPU graduates have contributed significantly to society. Today, student learners at MIT WPU are leaders of change to shape a bright future. With a campus spread over 100 acres, international partnerships, study abroad programs, MIT WPU is ranked 3rd best private university to study in India. Yoga and peace modules are an integral part of the curriculum at MIT WPU, allowing students to gain the importance of work-life balance, which aids in holistic development. MIT WPU is situated in Pune, which is a popular student city in India and has been declared the best city to live in. Be it the first university to offer a program in political leadership or offering programs guided by UN SDGs, Our faculty members with decades of industry experience are also deep into research, with multiple patents and publications in their accolades. A safe and secure campus that assists to nurture learning, persona, and thinking. Experience value-based education and learn what matters at MIT WPU.
That was indeed a splendid video. Now, I call upon our guest speakers for the session, Professor Jayesh and Mr. Abhijit from MIT Pune. Over to you, sirs, for your presentation.
Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction, Gauri, and thank you so much to you too, Manna. Students, I think that was a very good point to set off what I'm going to be presenting in front of you. MIT World Peace University, located in Pune, is definitely one of the hubs and definitely one of the epicenters of knowledge impartment that happens here in India. Students, I have a small presentation prepared for you, and that is what I'll be sharing in a little moment. But before that, let me please introduce myself. I am Assistant Professor Abhijit Chore. I am the Program Head of Department of Psychology at the Faculty of Liberal Arts at MIT World Peace University. What I'm going to be doing today is I'm trying to bring you the career prospects that you can have if you had a degree in liberal arts, right? So firstly, formally, please let me welcome you on behalf of MIT World Peace University. It's a pleasure to be associated with AVENIR and Al-Wadi Al-Kabir School as well. The topic for my presentation is going to be lucrative career prospects in liberal arts. Now, even before I actually venture into the field of liberal arts, I'm going to be speaking a little bit about what this concept in itself basically means. I call liberal arts a concept because it is something that has come to fore very, very recently, and a lot of people have found it to a great advantage with respect to making a career in this field. I also extend a very, very warm welcome on behalf of the Faculty of Liberal Arts. We're currently third best in Pune region, and we're offering a plethora of programs, which I'll be introducing to you very, very soon. Right, to cut straight to the chase, liberal arts. Students, liberal in itself means freedom. What we are offering at BA Liberal Arts is basically the freedom to choose your own curriculum and your own course. Now, it is often a misconception that liberal arts is like a Western concept, which it is not. When you take a look at ancient foundations, when you take a look at ancient education, most of it was liberal arts. A student would probably go to a university, he would study economics and geography and horse riding and archery, everything all together. And at the end of it, he would excel in that one thing that he genuinely loves the most. That is exactly what the concept of liberal arts is. It's not a Western concept. It is very much an Eastern concept, and it is very much something that has been integrated to all of our cultures. The BA Liberal Arts course basically offers a plethora of courses for all of our students to basically choose from. I come from a psychology background, so please excuse the bias that I'm going to go ahead with. But let's say, for instance, I absolutely love psychology, but I also happen to love English literature. Why should I have to give up on English literature just because I love psychology? I don't need to. With a BA Liberal Arts degree, I can very much pursue English as well as pursue psychology along with it, right? And this is just an example of a concept. The kind of subjects that you can mix and match basically range from literature, psychology, event development, legal education, law, mass media, management, drama, economics, and the list just goes on and on. At this point, students, we currently have more than 200 subjects in our basket. So you can only imagine what kind of a combinations we're basically offering at this point. Another reason to look forward to liberal arts is because students, employers these days are not just looking at people who know psychology, who know English, who know management. Employers are looking for people who are multifaceted. Employers are looking for people who are proactive and who will be able to, give to the community in more than just one ways. And that is why liberal arts again. Of course, the kind of teaching methodology that is practiced at MIT World Peace University, it's a very collaborative teaching learning method. That basically means that I am not just going to give you notes and ask you to learn it and give exams. No. We very firmly believe that learning doesn't just happen through books. It's outside the classroom. You need to experience things. You need to try things, right? And that is how basic learning basically happens. And that is something that we really, really propagate at the Faculty of Liberal Arts. Now, I know this is a lot of content put on one slide, so please feel free to take a screenshot if you want to. But I'm just trying to encompass what all comes along with a degree in liberal arts at MIT World Peace University. The first thing is an interdisciplinary curriculum. Like I said, you take management, you take psychology, you take English, you take drama, you take photography also for that matter. And all of that can be part of one course. To give you a small example, we have 30 seats in this program. There's a very good chance that all the 30 students will end up with 30 unique programs because of the choices that they have made for their programs. We have a very unique pedagogy. We have a compulsory internship component. We have a compulsory dissertation component, right? We have multiple industry and field visits as well. Again, like I said, experiential learning is something that's extremely important especially when you're trying to explore liberal arts. We have various majors. You're going to have a minor. You're going to have co-curriculars. You're going to have different open electives. So basically, the choice is limitless. We have a very, very experienced faculty base at the Faculty of Liberal Arts. We have experts from all kinds of fields, be it music therapy, be it sociology, be it political science, be it English. So all of these people are basically come under one roof of the Faculty of Liberal Arts, right? Of course, we have different scholarships available with respect to merit and with respect to the kind of eligibility that you have. And as a very, very special feature, we have immersion programs. Immersion programs are three in nature. Okay, I've just given international immersion program. Let me also introduce you to the other two. The first one is a rural immersion program. So all of our first year students get to go to a nearby village, stay there for 2 to 3 days, understand the kind of problems that the villagers are going through, and try and help them actively. Now, this is something that develops leadership. This is something that develops something like social entrepreneurship. Next thing, we have a national immersion program. Now, depending on your majors that you've selected, we will take you to a country, we will take you to a city in the country where your particular field is the most prominent. Again, it's a wonderful experience altogether. And of course, we have an international immersion program as well, in which we take you to a foreign country. You basically go ahead, take up a certification course there. And that's a wonderful experience within itself, right? So of course, outside of that, we have trekking activities, we have seminars, we have industry visit, we have workshops, we have mentoring, coaching, we have placement assistance as well. Like I mentioned, internship happens to be a very, very important component. So we have compulsory internship, yes, but we also give you 100% internship support. So don't you worry about that at all. Now, when you're trying to study a subject like liberal arts, it's very, very important that the teaching pedagogy has to be all encompassing. In the the very first video that was played, right after Gauri and Mannat, introduced you to MIT WPU, you saw that the campus is spread across 100 acres. The 100 acres of campus is basically home to multiple departments. What we are doing through liberal arts is that we are trying to give you the best of all the departments that exist on campus. So it's one campus, one roof, and you basically get to be the epicenter of it and get the advantage of all of them. We have a trimester pattern. We have a mentor-mentee network to try and facilitate the same. We have various industry collaborations. We have academic collaborations, multiple research collaborations that go along with it as well. We have a very, very rich sports culture. So if you have somebody who's into sports and physical activities, you're going to find a hub here, right? And of course, we have some other live projects that constantly keep running all throughout the academic year. So it's a wonderful and it's a very, very vibrant place to be in. Of course, when you're talking about the Faculty of Liberal Arts, it's basically more than just one program. It's more than just one or two programs. But to basically bring you to the crux of the entire topic of my presentation today. And this is a question that I get asked quite often. But sir, what are my career prospects if I take up a degree in liberal arts? And honestly, I always fail to give that answer because the possibilities there's just so many. Depending on what kind of combination you select for yourself with respect to your majors and your minors, your possibilities could be absolutely endless, right? Now, for example, I love sports. I also happen to love sport psychology. There's a career waiting for me, which is sports psychology, right? So that's the kind of combination that we're trying to enable here at the Faculty of Liberal Arts. It could be absolutely anything from a content writer to an election manager to a PR manager to somebody who is a big name in the films and video industry to somebody who's a media researcher or marketing executive. Now, there's an X and a Y axis. I'm pretty sure all of you have learned this. Your X axis is your first subject, your Y axis is your second subject, and wherever they meet becomes your career prospect. And it's a massive spectrum, guys, right? So you can always explore, and your career prospects will open up depending on what kind of subjects you choose. This right here is just a small sample of what all is possible, right? Of course, the Faculty of Liberal Arts at this point currently has 3 entry points. We are talking about undergraduate programs, master's programs, and doctoral programs. As part of the undergraduate program, now if you are somebody who is solely interested in English language and learning, we have a BA honors in English for you. If you are somebody who's solely interested in political science, we have a BA honors in political science available for you. Similarly, we have a BA honors in psychology as well, with the specialization start right from the first year. But if you're looking for the combinations that I just spoke about a little earlier, the BA Liberal Arts happens to be a wonderful option for you. You can basically choose from English, pol science, psychology, law, media, whatever, right? You can have a buffet of sorts ready for you. One of our most recent and perhaps a flagship offering is the BBA Liberal Studies Leadership Program. It's basically a triple specialization if you come to take care of it. BBA is management. Liberal studies is the flexibility I just spoke about a while ago. And leadership is another course that we are basically offering as part of this course. So you basically get to specialize in BBA, liberal studies. Let's say, for example, I choose media studies. So it would be BBA, media studies, and leadership. We're trying to create leaders. We're not necessarily trying to create job seekers. We're trying to create job providers at this point, right? So that is the most important point about BBA Liberal Studies Leadership. And of course, that bracket is completely open for you. You can fill it with absolutely anything. If you're into Kathak, vocal, Bharatanatyam, if you're into psychology, if you're into English, if you're into strategic management, absolutely anything, you can basically fill that bracket. That's a fill in the blank right there. You can fill it with whatever you want to. We have multiple entry points, as I said. We also are offering an MA Liberal Studies component with English, with pol science, and with psychology. These happen to be 3 separate programs. And of course, in an ideal scenario, you join us for your bachelor's and you leave us as doctor somebody. So we have PhD in English and we have PhD in psychology, sociology as well, which we are currently offering at this point. As I said, the campus is massive. We're basically home to multiple schools. Liberal arts happens to be one of the schools which is basically available. It's one of the faculties which is available on the campus. You have options from engineering, technology, law, School of Science, Design, School of Commerce and Economics. Jayes sir is going to speak after me. School of Government, School of Pharmacy, School of Education and Research. All of these things are something that's completely up for taking. What we're basically trying to do is we're trying to tie all of these specializations into one thread, which is called as liberal arts, right? Of course, when you talk about how safe is the campus, how inclusive is the campus, this is just a small stat that I have in front of you on your screen. We have students from all over the world. We see students from North America, from UAE, from Middle East, from South Asia, and also from Asia, right? So we have a campus which is going to be completely bustling with different cultures and different energies, and it's an absolutely wonderful place to be in. And when I say that, I just don't want to say that. And I understand that because of the pandemic, there's a lot of demographic divides. But luckily we are online, so I can show you a few glimpses from what happens at the campus. What you're seeing are pictures, real pictures from the college, just to give you a small glimpse into the culture of what MIT World Peace University is all about. You see that we have various events. You can see, us celebrating the cultural extravaganza. We are having a a plantation event. We are having, a traditional attire event, which is something that we practice every year. It's a very, very happening place to be in. And like I said, it is a technological, it is a cultural, it is a spiritual, and it is an academic hub that you're basically looking at when you're looking at MIT World Peace University. Of course, there are a few categories when you are taking a look at foreign admissions. So, no matter what you fit in, we are basically very much welcoming admissions, from you as well. So we have a category for foreign nationals. We have a category of children of Indians working in Gulf countries. We have children of Indian working in Southeast Asia countries. And we have the last category, which is person of Indian origin or overseas citizenship of India. So these are the 4 categories through which we can take in foreign admissions. So no matter what category you fit in, you are very much welcome, and we'll be welcoming you with open doors and open arms at any point. Of course, the eligibility as well. You can, of course, go ahead, take a screenshot of the eligibility just to ensure that, you are actually eligible for all the courses that are being offered at the university. But just to, read out the major points for you, we're looking at 10+2. That is something, that's very, very important. There will be, we have direct admission, so you don't have to go through the admission procedures that we usually have. The candidates whose parents are working in Gulf or SEA countries are only eligible under this category. Admission will be based on NRI status of the parents, and of course, students who are pursuing their education in India at this point, but the parents are working in Gulf countries, are also eligible to apply under this, right? So that is the major eligibility criteria for all the students who are interested in admission through the foreign nationals category. Of course, I know that, I have limited time, and I've tried to wrap up, a lot in a very, very limited time. And that should not be enough. That is not going to be enough. So absolutely do not worry about that. You can take a screenshot of this page as well. You see our beautiful campus on the right-hand side. And on the left-hand side, you see a few contact details, which you can, use to try and get in touch with us. There can be a lot of personalized doubts. I've tried to address some doubts which can be general in nature. But anything that you specifically want to know for your particular case, please feel free to get in touch with Ninad sir. Ninad sir is also there in the webinar right now. He'll also be interacting with you perhaps in the later half of the session. And with career guidance, if something you're looking at, please feel free to drop us an email. I'll be dropping my email address in the chat box so that it's accessible to everybody. Students, I understand this is a very, very crucial point in your life. And the decisions that you make today are going to determine the kind of future that you're going to have. All I'm going to say is, please make a well-informed decision. I wish you all the very best, and I hope that you don't have to give up on your passions to pursue your careers. Thank you so much. I think I'll now hand over proceedings to Gauri and Mannat so that you can proceed with the further presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. It was truly an enriching and empowering session. Sir, may I request you to answer a few queries which have been raised by our valued audience? May I request the moderator to put forth the questions posted by our valued audience?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so that was such a wonderful presentation. I must say everything, you planned it. It was all so knowledgeable, actually. Okay, so sir, we have a couple of questions. May I ask you the first question?
Surely, ma'am, please. Yes, I'd be happy to answer.
Yeah. So the first question is biotechnology course available in MIT?
Absolutely. There is a course on biotechnology which is available in MIT. Unfortunately, it falls outside of my domain. As I said, I come from the Department of Psychology. But of course, there are details which are given on the website itself. What I'll also do is I'll drop a link of the website in the chat box so the students can directly access more detailed information about the course.
All right. So the second
Yes.
question is, due to the pandemic and travel restrictions, is there an opportunity for online learning?
There is. So I think this is something that I'd like to share from personal experience. Of course, as the lockdown was announced, even in India, I think it was the 25th of March or May. I'm not entirely sure about the date, but I think it took us 2 days to immediately go online. And of course, there has been a lot of development in terms of online education at MIT World Peace University as well. We have tried to acquire the best of softwares which are basically available in the market. Speaking especially from a psychology background, we have also tried to conduct practicals online through simulations and through different tests that we have been able to acquire. So we are very much prepared to take up online lectures for as long as it requires. I'm certainly hoping as a teacher that we don't have to for a very, very long time. And I really hope that we can have students on campus as soon as possible. But nonetheless, we are very much ready and we have been conducting these lectures online.
All right, sir. So the next question is, what kind of careers can the student pursue if they take a major in peace studies?
Absolutely. So peace studies is again something that is a very, very important concept of World Peace University, right? So that is a very much, culturally ingrained into the kind of pedagogy that we follow at MIT World Peace University. So talking specifically about peace studies, you're going to have different subjects which are going to talk about Gandhian thought, which are going to talk about, culture, which are going to talk about heritage, which are going to talk about the famous kings and philosophers. It's a wonderful combination of a multitude of subjects. It includes a lot of history, it includes a lot of philosophy, it includes a lot of peace studies. So anybody who wants to go into research, anybody who wants to pursue higher studies with history, anybody who wants to develop a philosophical bend to their careers, I think it's a wonderful option to basically have in their arsenal.
Okay, sir. So coming to the next question, do we have to answer JEE if we want to opt for biotechnology at MIT?
Okay, again, that's a biotechnology question again. So again, I'm afraid that falls outside of my domain. But let me, share the link with you. But Ninad sir is here. Ninad sir, if you could please take that question.
Okay, let me answer to this question. As we have already covered in the presentation by Abhijit sir, that admissions, the students who wanted to take admissions under CIWGC category, that is Children of Indians working in Gulf countries or Southeast Asian countries, for them, there is, if they are taking admission on these two categories, the admission for the students will be direct without any entrance test for all the programs, irrespective of any program, whether BTech, management, design, law, so and so forth.
Okay, sir. Coming to the next question, when does the application for at the MIT, when is the next opening?
Okay, for the current academic year, all the programs admissions are closed except the BTech programs because we are waiting for the Maharashtra CET for our domestic admissions. And though there are students who are looking for admissions for 2021, they can apply for BTech program. Otherwise, for the next academic year, will start from January 2022. So our applications will be live by that time.
Okay, sir. And my last question, sir, any pointers for our students when they attend the college interview?
Ninad sir, with your permission, I'd like to take that.
Please, please, sir.
Yes. So students, one thing that we, very firmly believe when we're trying to take interviews is that we know that the student is not going to come prepared with all the knowledge that there is, right? But one thing that we would like to see in our students is what is it that they want to do with the knowledge that they're going to acquire over the period of the next 3 years, right? So it's not knowledge. We are not looking for achievements. We are looking for aptitude. What is your intent when you are taking up a subject like English? What is your intent when you're taking up a subject like sociology? Have your conscience clear. Ensure that you have a good plan with respect to the subject that you're choosing. And I think that's more than enough, especially when you're looking at the intent of a student. You are coming here to learn and we are going to teach you, and that is our job. But why you are coming to learn is something that should be clear with you, right? So that would be the last advice that I'd like to give you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir, for answering all these questions. Thank you, Abhijit sir, and thank you, Neil sir. Okay, now I hand it over to Gauri.
Thank you, Saz. We're truly grateful for your relevant, valued, and patient answers to all our queries. I'm sure the participants are enlightened and have got a true picture about the prospects available for them at your esteemed organization. Attendees, do remember to fill in the feedback form. As we've come to an end of the session, I reckon it a privilege to put my gratitude into words. It is my pleasure to propose the vote of thanks. On behalf of Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir, the organizing team, and the entire audience, let me first express a profound gratitude to His Majesty, Sultan Haytham bin Tariq Al Said, for the magnanimous benevolence showered on the Indian diaspora in the Sultanate of Oman. May the Almighty shower abundant blessings on His Majesty and this peaceful and prosperous country of our residents. We extend our thanks to the eminent speakers, Professor Abhijit and Mr. Jayesh from MIT Pune. Thank you, sirs. The session.
Yes, I'd just like to cut in there. Can I, Gauri?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Gauri, thing is, we have one more amazing presentation lined up for you before we actually wrap it up. And, this is again something that's coming from MIT World Peace University. Of course, it's a pleasure and honor to welcome Professor Jayesh Jadhav so that, he can also tell us about a different career prospect altogether, which we are bringing from MIT World Peace University. Jayesh, sir, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Abhijit, sir, am I audible to everyone?
You're audible, sir.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Good evening, everyone, dignitaries on the digital dais, and welcome, dear students. A very warm welcome. I know it's the early evening time over there in the Gulf, and it's a little late evening over here, but it's really good to have everyone nice and fresh and very enthusiastically joining for this very interesting yet knowledgeable webinar, as this is the new normal. As Abhijit sir and all the dignitaries have already spoken about MIT, I would be laying more emphasis on School of Commerce. I totally understand it is a legacy of 4 decades, and we are definitely a century ahead as compared to the other institutions in the country today. As we talk about traditional education, we majorly have 3 different fields, which is arts, commerce, and science. They have been the traditional fields that students have graduated or ventured into post their 12th standard education. So commerce, being one of the traditional school of studies, has evolved over time, and I would be laying emphasis on how exactly has it evolved and what exactly does it bring for you. So let me introduce professional commerce to you, as we have already known traditional commerce for the way it was, where the specializations were limited or initially were unavailable. Commerce had limited scope as far as career prospects are concerned. But as time has passed by, commerce has evolved, business environment has got dynamic, it has changed, and it has got more challenging by the day. We have a wide range of industries that now hire commerce graduates, and there are a plethora of specializations that commerce courses currently offer all around the world, including India. So why basically choose MIT? That's the first question that we would like to get answered. At MIT, we have 2 undergraduate programs to offer for School of Commerce. So I would be speaking first about the premier program, which is the BCom Honors program, and we will definitely throw a little light upon the BCom program as well. Our academic focus hovers around development of students and inculcating a notion of self-realization in them to ensure that they realize their career paths at an early stage. Because decisions that are made at an early stage in your life will definitely yield fruitful results sooner as compared to having a struggling career ahead. Developing professionals in the field of chartered accountancy, company secretary, cost and management accountancy, and ACCA professionals has been our rigor, and that is at the epicenter of School of Commerce. We believe to nurture future tax professionals and future professionals that would support the government along with the finance and accounting industry. So to introduce a one-of-its-kind BCom Honors program, this premier program is in collaboration with ACCA UK, ACCA, like Chartered Accountancy in India, is a globally recognized professional accounting body that originates from the United Kingdom. ACCA currently offers 13 courses overall, the 3 levels, including entry, skill, and professional. Because of a student pursuing this particular program with MIT, a student qualifies for a 6-subject exemption. Somebody has raised their hand. Manat, do we have a question, or shall I proceed? Okay. So the ACCA program definitely has 13 papers, out of which, due to our collaboration, a student qualifies for the 6-subject exemption. ACCA is currently evolving and getting recognition. It is currently recognized in 170 plus countries with overall 5 lakh plus students and around 250,000 members. The best part of pursuing this along with the BCom honors program is a student gets an opportunity of getting coaching for all the 13 papers throughout their undergraduate journey with us, which means that a student not only gets an opportunity to clear all 13 papers while he is pursuing undergraduate program with us, it also helps a student to have a complete hand-holding right from the registration day until the ACCA certification is received. As the ACCA curriculum is vast, it is spread over the entire 3 years of the undergraduate program. And along with the additional coaching that is provided to the students, we ensure that the student is exam ready and prepared before he attempts the non-exempted papers. The best part about ACCA as a professional body is the kind of flexibility that it provides to the students. Because with regards to professional qualifications from India, we have a group system where a student has to appear all subjects from that group mandatorily. Well, with ACCA, that's definitely not the concern. A student can give any subject or any number of subjects per attempt. And there are 4 attempts that a student can access in a particular calendar year, where exams are conducted in March, June, September, and December, giving the students a huge amount of flexibility to clear the 7 non-exempted papers in his 3 years journey with us. Along with providing lectures and additional coachings, there is a complete coverage of ACCA aspects that is given to the students. A result of that is our first ACCA batch, which initiated in 2019, has successfully cleared the skill level along with the entry-level foundation courses in their first attempt and are now aiming to clear their professional level 4 papers while they are currently pursuing their 3rd year with us. So if I have to just quickly brief you about the curriculum to make it relaxing yet interesting for the students, ACCA subjects are completely embedded in the BCom honors curriculum, which starts from the 2nd trimester, as we have developed a trimester pattern which suits the needs of the students and gives them access to a lot of subjects during their journey with us. Your non-exempted papers usually start or commence from the 2nd year, which is also accommodating a full-term internship in the 9th trimester. You heard me right. We have a full 90-day internship program for all our ACCA students, as well as for our BCom students, which makes a point that we provide hands-on experience to our students while they still are under our umbrella. Giving this exposure is very crucial because students get to understand the work environment, the work ethics, and how exactly can they evolve in a work environment. Because of the internship program, our placements have been extremely successful. To talk about a few success stories, this currently that you are viewing on the screen is the first batch of ACCA which initiated in 2019, and all of them have successfully cleared the skill level this time. They are currently aiming for their professional level. Apart from ACCA, we also have students pursuing other professional qualifications from India. We have 4 students clearing their CS foundation courses in their first attempt. We have 2 students who have cleared their chartered accountancy foundation while they were pursuing their BCom degree. And a result of that is an ever increasing package. We had a record breaking package of 10 lakh rupees per annum last year, consecutively repeated the streak this year, and we are aiming for international placements, which already has commenced from previous year onwards. We have successfully placed students in the Gulf region, and we are now aiming for international placements across the European Union, the US, as well as the Australian continent, where ACCA professionals are huge in demand. A basic question that might arise in anyone's mind is why exactly is ACCA picking up so much of momentum? To talk about the recent changes that have happened in business environment with the amount of accounting frauds increasing by the day, it becomes very crucial for businesses to not only curb accounting frauds, but to identify them at an early stage. So business valuations, mergers and acquisitions, financial modelings, and forensic accountings are the most four featured areas of accounting where ACCA professionals are huge in demand, because no other qualification is currently capable of accommodating the important crucial aspects that are needed for these portfolios. To talk about our academic focus and a few academic activities that were conducted for our students, there were 2 international conferences that were arranged this year, which definitely was accompanied by international faculty engagement, whereby faculties from foreign universities were allowed to teach a part of the curriculum to our students. And this is a one-of-a-kind activity which has been initiated by School of Commerce in the university itself. So we are leaders at that. To talk about a few things on MIT School of Commerce, we have been and are consistently improving our rankings in the NIRF rankings. We have moved from 100 to 91 in just a span of 1 year. And as far as the school with the largest leap is concerned, we are the 3rd best School of Commerce in the entire country. And we definitely have miles to achieve with our international tie-ups and collaborations increasing by the day. These are a few university tie-ups that School of Commerce is currently associated with. And we are looking forward to absorb and to invite students from all around the world, as we have majority of them coming majorly from the Middle East, the UAE, a few from the North American continent, and of course from the Southeast Asian continent as well. To talk about a few achievements that School of Commerce has achieved, we are a research-driven school, and a case-based pedagogy is what we follow at the heart of teaching. So we have students working with faculty members for publishing research papers. 2 of my students have recently presented research papers at IIM Jammu, which happens to be the leading management institute in the country, and ISBR Bangalore. And we definitely have many more publications coming in. Students have definitely been successful in their journey with us, thanks to the mentor-mentee program initiated by MIT World Peace University. So like Abhijit sir and Ninad sir have answered all the queries regarding eligibility, admission process, and admission dates. I would now like to invite any questions as we are almost heading towards the end of the presentation. Once again, I thank all the panel members and all the students for patiently listening to me. And I'm opening the session now for any questions. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I call the moderator to put forth the questions that have been posted by our valued audience?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening, ma'am.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm also fine, sir. So I have
Great.
a couple of questions, sir.
Sure.
May I ask you the first one?
Yes.
Okay, so the first question is, what is the average class size?
Okay. So we have an intake of 160 for BCom and 160 for BCom honors, which is split into 2 divisions. So we have 80 students per division.
And sir, moving on to the next question, what about the accommodation for the students who are coming from the Middle East?
Okay. For as far as accommodation is concerned, for female students, we have 2 hostel facilities, which is within the campus. And for boy students, we definitely have a hostel which is near MIT Junior College. That's 1 kilometer away from our campus, but it's at a walkable distance and easily accessible.
All right, so moving on to the next question. So what is the total expenditure we are looking at, including the tuition fee as well as the living cost coming from, outside?
Okay. For the current year, the numbers are as follows. So for the BCom program, the annual fees is rupees 70,000 per annum, and the fees remain constant for all the 3 years. For the BCom honors program, the fee is 1,20,000 rupees per month, per annum, and that would be again constant for all the 3 years. Now that 1,20,000 would include the ACCA registration charges, the coachings for over all the 3 years. It also includes the extra access to lectures to the students, the study material, and the first year registration waiver, of course, that also is there. The only thing that the fees don't include is the cost of appearing for the 7 non-exempted papers, because that is something that the student directly pays to ACCA, When he qualifies for the entry-level papers, he can start giving the skill level accordingly. And for the
Perfect.
hostel facilities, I believe it's 1,25,000 or 1,50,000 per annum, which includes stay and as well as mess, which is food and accommodation both.
It is 1,50,000 per year.
1,50,000. Yeah, I believe that was updated this year. Correct.
Okay, so we have another question. I know you have already spoken about this, but just for the viewers again,
problem.
are there scholarships available for the students?
Yes, yes. As we had limited time, I did not cover scholarships majorly, but thank you for that question, whoever asked it. As MIT World Peace University, as a legacy, supports the sections of the society which have been deprived of education, we ensure that we give ample amount of opportunities for the achievers to ensure that they feel further motivated. So as far as scholarships are concerned, we do have an MIT WPO merit scholarship. For rank holders who are consistent with their performance, we have MIT WPO rank holder scholarships, which are definitely applicable for the second and third year. And for the initial year, there is one particular scholarship, which is a very special scholarship included, which was introduced last year, which is Dr. Vishwanath Karaj Scholarship. It's a scholarship which is completely based on consistency, where a student's score right from 10th standard up to his graduation is considered, and the entire tuition fees is basically waived in that scholarship. But that's a very tough scholarship to achieve. I have not had any student achieve it, but definitely look forward to have somebody in the next year going for it.
And so my last question, does the student, when they come from outside, do they have to carry the laptop, or is it provided by the university?
The students will have to carry their own device, as the university does not provide a laptop. However, as long as the lectures are in the online mode, the students will have to attend them from their place. But once campus lectures commence, they can carry their own laptops so that it would be easily accessible for them from here.
Thank you so much, sir, for answering all these questions. Now I hand it over to Gauri.
Thank you, sir. We are truly grateful for your relevant, valued, and patient answers to all our queries. Attendees, do remember to fill in the feedback form. We extend our thanks to the eminent speakers, Professor Abhijit, Mr. Jayesh, and Mr. Ninath from MIT Pune. Thank you, sirs. The session was truly informative and enlightening. It opened up new vistas in front of us. Our deepest sense of appreciation and gratitude to Dr. Shivakumar Manikam, Chairman, Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman, and other honorary members on the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman. Thank you for your encouraging presence and guidance at all times. Our heartfelt thanks to Mr. Alkesh Joshi, the Honorary President, and other members of Indian School Wadi Kabir Management Committee, Mr. D.N. Rao, Principal of ISWK, Principals of the Schools of MENA region, Indian Schools in Oman, Vice Principals, and the entire teaching fraternity for their support and guidance.
Our sincere gratitude goes to our Platinum sponsor, StudyCo, Gold sponsors, Jain Group of Institutions, Grey Matter Academics, Valor Institute of Technology, Sri Ramchandra Institute of Higher Education. Bronze sponsors, Middle East College, Oman, Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology, Dallas Baptist University, MIT World Peace University, Pune. Media sponsor, The Arabian Stories. Digital marketing partner, Spectrum, for their support in making this mega event a tangible reality.
I wish to thank each and every student and parent for their valuable presence in making this session a grand success. An event of this kind requires the coordination of a committed team. Thank you to my ISWK team for making AVENIR 2021 possible. Thank you all. See you soon for the next session. Take care and have a wonderful day ahead.
Sorry, wait a minute. I think Ninath sir wants to say something.
I just would like to thank the organizing team, the Indian school management, the anchor and the moderator, Gauri, Mannat, and Jay Lakshmi ma'am. Thank you for wonderful arrangements, and it is well organized and well-mannered program. Thank you again for giving us the opportunity to present in front of the Indian school management schools and the students and the parents. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, students and parents, for attending our session. Do let us know, do you have any further queries, doubts? Please write to us, contact information already shared with you. And tomorrow, just wanted to give you the reminder that tomorrow we are also having the webinar regarding the BBA programs. So please do attend, spread with your friends. Thank you so much. Good night.